Miss V, Timeless JMA Studios in the building. I'm telling y'all, you know what, Kat? You excite me on a different level, but like Kim, like digs under my skin. It's like having two of the people that you just want to say, well, shut the fuck up. That's what I want to say today. But Z is here with our cute self, so I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves today.
Y'all already know what it is, man. The
Look
God Lakhem in the building, man.
Everybody
You know how the God move. You already know what my energy about. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LT, Lexington Terrace. Shout out to Murphy Homes. Shout out to Brooklyn and the Bronx. One love to 2-5. Y'all know how I move. Peace.
Peace.
Hey everybody, I'm Zin-Asia. You could call me Z.
She's the child of Lakhem Ra-bsebek. That's my twin in the physical form. Y'all getting it live and direct. This is my baby girl right here, giving it to y'all.
He said it.
That part.
Okay, said it best. And you already
And
know.
over in the corner, we got who? Kitty cat cow. I'm sorry, y'all. I just like saying it.
What up, though? You already know from the D, it's your girl, Cat.
She always got to bring the D into the situation. All right,
For sure.
y'all. So we're going to start our conversation off where we left off the last. So Lakhem has been here several times. So it's not easy to pick back up where his original interview ended. But one of his initial interviews, we talked about him having a daughter. Your time, you went in. The time your daughter was born.
Yes.
And the collab thereafter. So start us with that.
Well, not to get too deep, but not to leave anything undetailed either. I was incarcerated February of 1992. And everybody know that, everybody know me personally know that I had a child on the way. And this is that child that was on the way. Right here, live and direct in the flesh. But what I want to point out is the struggles of being in the street. And throwing your life away to the street at the cost of not being able to be there for your child. And I think really this message is important because we have a lot of young black men that are in the street. They have children on the way. And they may not be as fortunate as me to be able to still establish that bond while I was incarcerated and while my child was out here in the free matrix.
So, give us the aging of going, and then we'll let her pick up.
Oh, I went in when I was 20, about to turn 21, and I believe that at that time, her mother was 6 months pregnant with her, so she wasn't even out the womb yet when I went in.
You went in.
Right.
Now, how was that for you?
As strange as it sounds, right? Like, my situation is really particular because it's like, although he never was there, he was always there.
Right, that's what I wanted to hear.
So I think, like, with a lot of people, they experience like their father being incarcerated and he's literally gone because mentally that person is going through what they're going through, and the child, and usually like the mom is always like an issue. But with our situation, I guess the universe just had it lined up to a point where like I never not knew who he was. I never not saw him. Like I was raised in the prison basically. Meaning for family days, any type of holidays, like I was always there. So it wasn't natural for me to get sniffed by dogs and seeing, even though it is like traumatizing now when I think about it as an adult.
It could have been.
When I was a kid, it was like, it was second nature. Literally. It was second nature for me to see the officers. Everybody in the prisons knew me, like from the time I could remember. Yeah. Like I always, and even like over the phone and stuff, like we always had good communication. So I never felt like he was not there. Because mentally he was always there.
Which is a great thing, because you know so many kids will say, "Oh, because had it so tough. My father was locked up when I was a kid, and life just ruined me because my dad wasn't there." And the things that your dad say, first of all, he talks so politically and intellectually correct at all times.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine him not, addressing your issues and concerns while he was gone and you were home. Real quick, shout out, hey Dre, hey Craig, what it do? Thanks for tuning in. I know it's not a normal day, but of course I'm live, so your comments are more than welcome. A lot of the viewers, of course, know your dad, and actually know your mom also. So that's another reason why they probably hugging on right now. But anyway, so the moments when you have ever had your crying emotional times? Did you ever have those times where you just like, I just need you right here at this moment?
You know, it's funny you say that because I remember like when I would grow up and I would have little issues and stuff, like because the communication was always there. When I would talk to him, it's like he would be right there with me. He would be like, what's going on? Like he could tell by the way like I'm sounding, I'm talking, or soon as when he answered soon as when I answer the phone, soon as when I answer the phone, it'd be like, what's going on? And he was always just like right there. It's like he never missed a beat, although he missed everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Although he missed everything.
That says a lot because you know how many people.
You can hear it.
You can hear her passion.
Not just her passion. You can just hear no
empty spaces.
Drama. I mean, no traumatic.
Yeah.
In her voice, she has the authority that her daddy got.
Yeah.
She's sitting strong.
You can see it. You can see it.
Everybody say that.
You can see it.
Like
it's in me. It's in me, not on me. It's in me. Yeah,
it
is.
It's in her.
And it's
so coming out.
And that's the thing. That was the importance of like me. Like, oh, I hope she want to do it. Like, talk to her. Let me talk to her. Like, because you hear so many stories, and I get so overwhelmed with the idea of people always using because my dad was locked up, because my father wasn't in the home, because of this, because of that. Life is so bad for me. I think at a certain age, life is going to keep on going where it needs to go, regardless of whether your parent in a home or not. That's one. But two, like your dad wasn't even like, it wasn't like he was like across town and couldn't come in the home. He couldn't even come to the home.
But I do want to see, and I'm glad you said point 1 and 2, because there is a duality to that.
Right.
And that is that he did things differently than what a normal guy who gets incarcerated would do.
He was intentional.
So whatever pain and whatever he was going through, even as a young man, because he was only, 21, being incarcerated and having a child on the way, right? He still had to go through things that most really, from what I can see, most guys don't even do. Most guys, they won't even be incarcerated and they won't even fight to see their child as much as I've seen him put together and fight for me to still be in his life and not call another man daddy. You have to be the kind of man that will say, you know what, I made choices and decisions, so I'm not in my child's life. So I have to make choices and decisions so I can be in my child's life while I'm not in my child's life.
Right, at the same time.
So you as the adult, even if you mentally are not there, you are the parent. You have to say, well, I know what I don't want, and I'm not going to have another man raising my daughter, and I'm not going to have, or leave it on just the baby mother to raise them.
Because I was ready to say, sometimes even if the mother don't bring another man in, she's still stuck raising alone.
And I will say that it's about really choices, really. Like, who are you having your children with? Yeah, it's about like who you having your children with, because at the same time, like, I think it didn't get tricky with me until like I started grade school, because I went to Bryn Mawr. So I went to a private school. And in private school, it's highlighted. Yeah. How you live, what's going on, and how people are.
There's a whole lot of comparisons with families in private school.
And I'm not trying to say it like that, but I wasn't at a public school where it's kind of normal for these kids to not have their fathers. It's normal for these kids to.
So how was that for you in private school?
I was really, and I think I had that to this day, like I was really quiet into myself, because I'm going into a private school where these dads they work for Mac in 1992, so they donating the computers to the school we at. They're lawyers, they're doctors and lawyers that's fighting for people like my father, who's in jail for life. For murder, right? So for me, these people don't know who I am. They could never understand me, because they go home to a 2-parent home, big ass house, all the cars. They playing soccer and shit and all kind of shit, and I'm going home to Baltimore City. See, Baltimore City is different from just living in Maryland.
Period.
So I'm going home to Baltimore City, where I am dealing with okay, because in my
Girl,
house,
you talk like your father. Go ahead, sis.
yeah, so
Break
I
it
am
down.
dealing, you know. So
Break
when I go
it down.
Give us some science, baby.
so when I do,
Yes, I love it. I'm sorry to throw everything off.
no,
She's
you
just the
know.
girl version of her dad.
love
Go ahead. I'm
everything
just
about
loving it. Go
But
ahead, niece.
I'm
Go
just saying
ahead.
that from my
Yeah.
perspective,
That's
it was really like I'm a natural born Gemini,
Right.
but I've always had to play a double life because my father is
there.
teaching me my times tables, you know, because private school was accelerated, right? So he teaching me my times table over the phone. It's a different level of intelligence you have to have as a child to be able to learn.
Do you know the winning
Comprehend.
process of that? That is a winning process, and a lot of people
Yeah.
think it's so negative that the dad is in jail and you got to talk to the child over the phone. A lot of people, and I always say black community is never a racial thing for me, but I am a black
is,
person
but
that
it
was
is.
raised in a black home by a black mother.
Yeah.
So that's what I say.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize how big of a deal it is. Like, that was some intelligence for your father to teach you over the phone
Anything
Your
and everything.
homework.
any and everything.
He taught me everything.
Right.
You know how many right in the home can't get the kid to say,
Okay.
if you circle
Right
these
there.
3 sticks, how many
telling
sticks
you.
left?
That's right.
These
And they
3
do
take
it.
away, you
They
leave
draw it
2.
out and circle
And
it.
they still don't get it. So
Yes.
so you got some good stuff there.
So, and I want to actually drop a jewel on that too,
Mm-hmm.
about people assuming that because you are incarcerated, and this is just to all my black men, black women that's going through this or dealing with somebody who's in that situation. My father's situation is so serious, right? I've never seen somebody pause their life for 31 years and come out, because let's be clear, jail, prison, saved my father's life. Let me just say that first, because a lot of people think that jail was like the end all.
on.
No, it's not.
on.
That shit could be saving that person,
Could be
reserving
saving them
them.
from a lot of
My
things.
father, I
Saving
don't
another
believe
day.
if he was free for those years, he would have made it, because first of all, he was too wild, too into himself, and you know, we in Baltimore. That's not likable.
Baltimore.
That's not favored.
Yeah.
When you know who you are,
Yeah,
when you
you
walk
was
in
so
your
cocky.
power,
They wanna take
somebody
you
want
straight
that,
down.
and they're gonna take you straight down, and they're gonna take your life for nothing, just because they don't possess what you possess, not
Right.
because
Because of
you,
your car.
not because
Like
you
the
got
way
a
you
car,
carrying it.
not they don't like the way you carrying it, and so jail saved my father life. So that's number one. Now, and it did have some, you know, I feel like anybody who's growing up without a father, you are going to go through something. But I'm just saying, in my particular situation, that I really feel like he handled it very well, considering, and to be given life and actually come home is also a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And not letting it consume you, because most people who hit that time in jail, they're like, oh my
your
God.
mind. It
And guess what? They go to jail, they commit suicide, they get on
That's
drugs. They're not strong enough to withstand the choices and actions and decisions that they chose to make to put them there. Right? So, but back to the situation at hand.
She is not her fault.
But back to the situation at hand, because it'll be a whole bunch of different this, that, and the third. But I just want to say that I really didn't see my life being different, like I said, until like I was in private school with children who have both parents, and you know, they're not even worried about the things that I'm thinking about. And I didn't understand like what life was when I was a kid, right? I'm thinking like one day I'm definitely gonna see my father, because I've always seen him, right? Like I've
Right.
always seen him behind the wall, and you know, you can't touch each other. All of that, all of those things really do matter. And I do understand, like back to what Ms. V was saying earlier about people who use that excuse of not having a father. It does play a role, even through your adulthood. It does play a role, because I can't say that I would, like who I am now. I know y'all think like it's packaged good or whatever, but I wouldn't have went through half of the shit that I went through. I feel like if my father was home, because although he was dropping those jewels on me, it's different when you have a man there.
Hands
I'm
on.
not. If you
Hands
have a
on
man
is
there, he's not tolerating this. It's more disciplined when you do have a man in the household.
You're right.
It is definitely that, and I can say, but can I say that it would have made me the woman that I am today? It would not have. So I thank God for the whole entire journey.
Okay.
By
so-
me making those bad
Okay.
choices in men,
Okay.
right? Because I can say my father wasn't there, because you know that, like you said, that is the excuse we like to throw up.
Right.
It made me who I am today. So I know what I want to love me, and I know how I want it to love me, and I also know how I want to love it.
Okay.
But if my father was always home sheltering me from the bad, right? Because that's what dads do. They protect you from things.
But he's still about it. He's still about that life. I feel like he still would have gave you that raw edge.
He
on,
would have.
on how the streets gonna do and how a nigga in the streets.
Oh no, he
do.
would have, but he would have been stepping on them niggas' necks. I'm keeping it all the way real. Like he would have been, he would have been stepping on niggas' necks. And I'm just saying that because that's what a father do. A real father does that. He protects you, right?
That's true.
But I'm just saying that I would be a different woman today. Like, you know, sometimes people sheltering you can be a bad thing. Sometimes people being there for you can be a bad thing.
You know, I don't mean to cut you off, but
good.
I totally agree with that. I was like 26, 27 when my mother was murdered. And if my mother had still been living, I'm telling you, I would be the spoiledest, brattiest. Who work where? Doing what? The Sadell who is a lie. Yeah. I would have all types of whatever. I'll be spoiled to the max. Now people tell me now, V, you so spoiled. You want everything your way. I said, I want it my way now because I demanded my way.
That's right.
Because I give people respect.
That's right.
So you're going to give me my respect.
That's right.
It's different versus if my mother was there because I just be, bitch, you stupid. You know
but
what
I'm
I mean?
glad that you said that.
Yeah, so there's a difference.
But I am glad that you said that because I am the epitome of that. I'm literally that. What I mean by that is that I have the type of mother that she's, first of all, my mother is a Leo, and she's that Leo that I'm that provider. I'm that everything. Yeah. That's why I was in private school. And so that spoiledness, I always had it. But because I think that I take so much after like my father, and I never really understood why me and my always was at odds, but it's because I don't want you to give me because I really have everything, right? As far as a child is concerned, I really felt like I had everything. What I wanted was what my father could give me, but he wasn't there, which is I want somebody to talk to me and put me up on game about stuff. I always was like that.
Right.
So some kids, they want stuff, but when you looking around and you got everything, right? You want what money can't buy.
Right.
And most people fail to realize, like, yes, it do take two things. It takes money to raise a child, but I swear to God, your child don't give a damn about nothing else besides you being there and putting them up on game. You know how many people I know, they have both their mother and their fathers, but they haven't taught them shit.
I was ready to say probably
they haven't taught them anything.
Not a damn thing.
So
a lot.
Sorry that your mother did have to pass for you to get that revelation right there, but that is the one that I have about me and mine. Yeah. It's like, Ma, I love you, and I'm not trying to be defiant, but if I never get out here on my own and make my own mistakes, at least if I bump my head and I say, okay, well, Ma, I did make a mistake, I listen to my own mind, not what you told me, because your whole objective as a parent is to make sure your children can live on and maintain life with you gone.
Right.
But if my life is surrounded by you providing everything, you always figuring it out. How do I know how to critically think? How do I know how to act? How do I know who I am? I don't know who I am. I know how to be little you.
And that's is exactly true. I knew how to be my mother's daughter.
Right.
And the man that I married was my boyfriend since I was 12, so I knew how to be his wife.
Right.
I had 4 big sisters, so I knew how to be their little sister.
Right.
But after I realized like death can actually snatch you up. You don't got to be a bad person.
Yeah.
My mother was sweet as pie, pure as gold. So, and it can kill her. Oh, anybody can get murdered.
Yeah.
So after that, by the time I was like 30, divorced, own place, I was in the street, like no
finding
tomorrow.
out who you are, though.
I was
finding out who you are
when I found out who I was. So all the things she taught me, where everybody probably gonna say, Veronica, you're spoiled. Right. All those things came in handy because you wasn't gonna catch me not working.
Yeah.
You wasn't gonna catch me outside looking a mess. Yeah. Clothes might not be the outfit to the 9, but it's bitch is to the 9.
Yes.
It's gonna be cute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I still know
it's to my 9s.
Exactly. It's to my 9s. So I still knew how to do certain things, but to even to do the business. Like today, I messed up the flyer for y'all like 3 times.
Yeah, you know I don't play that.
Because exactly. But that's why I knew to send it to him, because I needed him to send it to Sam too to overlook it. Because
I don't know how y'all put up with this.
I was doing the flyer, just got finished doing stuff at NBA, and made somebody a whole outfit with a hat to match. All at the same time.
Period.
That's it.
getting that shit
Period,
done.
Pooh. So getting his name wrong on a flyer wasn't shit. Yo, just put it in there right. Resend it to me. I'll redo it.
Right.
And I did it in seconds. He did it. I sent it. But if my mother was living, I'd be like, "Man, I don't even want to do this show shit."
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Well, just go ahead and lock the door. You don't gotta do it no more."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
so those
definitely,
things you learn that.
I definitely want to say this, right, in respect to how life grows, develops, evolves, and evolves. Like, as a parent, you're like responsible for what you create. And just me knowing that, because I had knowledge of self at a young age. So when you hear my daughter speak, you're going to hear me because I taught her the lessons.
Right.
It wasn't just a regular conversation. I taught her the supreme mathematics, the supreme alphabets. I taught her Nation Islam. I taught her Christianity. I taught her the Bible. Any concept you could think of, we had a conversation about.
Yeah.
We talked about life. We talked about her being a woman, her biological makeup, her body, all of that. She'll tell you that, not to get too personal.
Yeah, but
these
But that's the thing. I think that
things.
people don't want to get so personal.
I say
And you really do, because I really wanted to point that out too. I know he probably gonna be like,
No,
what?
I'll let you do it instead of me.
Oh, okay.
So I just set
Okay,
the
go ahead.
bases up for you to run it home. You know what I'm
thank you.
saying?
But
That
like,
way-
even when it comes to that, right? Like, I remember even coming on my cycle, my father was literally over the phone like, well, you know, you got to keep yourself clean. You got to do this. You got to do. Let me, like,
That's right.
honestly, the value in that is that most women don't even talk to their daughters about really how
For
to
real.
be.
How to put a pad on.
Come
What
on.
happened.
How many times
How to
you
be a
changed
woman.
it in the
I'm gonna be
course of
honest.
that?
Most women, most mothers do not teach their daughters how to be a woman, and not especially how to be a woman for a man, because most mothers don't have men. So if you've never seen how a woman is supposed to interact with a man, and how things are supposed to work, you really, as a woman and a young man growing up, you really don't know, literally, and you think like, oh, they just naturally know. No. Your children need for you to talk to them and really get personal, like we was just saying, raw, like a friend. I never was afraid to tell my father anything. And that was because of always having those conversations and him always treating me like I was an equal. He never treated me like, yo, I can't say this to you. He'd be like, yo, some niggas in the yard, we done got shut down, we done got on lockdown. These niggas done slapped the nigga with a microwave. Shit, I'm like, damn, all of that took place. This nigga screaming in the background. I'm like, Daddy, what's going on? But literally, he always had me going through the motions with him. Like, so for me, and you know what though, but I can say this, that has always allowed me, even with my attitude, because I still have the same temperament. Like, I can go from 0 to 1,000. But what keeps me level-minded is the fact that my father was in jail for life, for letting, I feel like, emotions overtake him. So for me, it was always the thing of, and then again, like I said, I went to private school where fighting and shit like that is not really, that's not really.
What? You do what?
Oh my God.
So when I say really, I was like, Mom, that kind of, like, I really was spoiled. Like, yes, proper, like, and it was just, it was crazy, but
was different.
Yes, it was. But like I said though, he always kept me there with the journey, like mentally just kept me there. Like, man, this shit ain't sweet, but when it is, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm sending you some money or whatever was going on with him, he allowed me to be involved in that. So I always felt like I had to keep him involved with me. Things that my own mother is in the house with me and she don't really know who I am.
Wow, and that's deep,
right? She's in the house with me. She don't even know. But the reason why is because she do got to go to work every day. I didn't understand as a kid, but now that I am grown,
she took on a whole different facade where your father had the room that when he could make the call, he can give you those pieces. So she
and the difference is my mother was also raising other children before me. So she was raising like my cousins and all of them as her own kids too. So even though I was her firstborn, she still had kids before me. So I think like my issue kind of with me came in that, damn, my father, he's not here, but my mother's putting a lot of energy into my cousins because she's raising them. They're crack babies, right? So what's the difference? Z, you're fine. You're normal. You're in private school. You know your father. You see your mother every day. So you're fine.
Right. But how was that though? Like,
so you saying she So you're saying that she didn't even take the time out just to see how fine you were?
Right.
I want you to bring your body just down a little bit further because it's like right covering your face.
Oh,
There you
okay,
go. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying you saying that she just didn't take the time out to really find out how fine you were, the way
Basically.
that your father would, pour into
Yeah.
you, or soon. He paid so much attention to you, even though he was.
Literally.
As soon as you got on that phone,
He can tell the
when
difference.
it's the pain, he be like, hey,
Right.
what's up?
Yep.
What's going on? And you ain't about to lie to me.
Yes,
You
because
know.
for me, it was literally like, that's why I think it is important when you do it, not just have a 2-parent household,
Yeah.
but I'm saying when you know both of your parents,
Yeah,
right?
right,
yeah.
Because from my mother, I just got the providing side.
Okay.
So as far
Okay.
as like my hustle,
feel
my
on
grind or
that.
whatever, like you said, that's
Yeah.
why I'm always gonna keep a job. I don't
Yeah.
give a damn if I'm cleaning toilets. I'm gonna do something
I'm working.
before I be around
I'm a
here being
cafeteria
broke or
worker.
asking a man for something, right?
Exactly.
But my father instilled in me like who I am and how
Yes,
to have the
baby.
gift of discernment and analyze and reanalyzing everything at all times because
Yes, sir.
environments change and people change and things like that. So I think like having that duality with me, it was packaged good, but most people who grow up in a single parent home deal with what I just dealt with. Your mother can't know how fine you are because she's so busy trying to pay bills and she's so busy trying to
Right,
take care of
right.
everything else. And not, of course, as a child, you don't realize it, but as an adult, you realize how much you
Oh,
really
the
got to think about.
sacrifice.
You realize
Yeah.
the sacrifice. So now, do I have any like hard feelings or anything towards that? No, I don't, because I realized that through it all, she still did the best that she could with the situation she was
got.
given. Because I
Yeah.
don't know how she felt being pregnant and the person who you in love with go to jail for life.
Yeah.
She's dealing with, first of
Because
all,
the
you're,
thing is, she's dealing with a whole different piece
you're growing a baby.
from
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So, and then the hormones from growing a baby at the same time got to be a big deal. In the fact, I make fun about it a lot. But honestly, like, you got pretty old light skinned nigga. She probably thought she was going to be set. Because he's not a bad looking guy. He is weird, nice teeth. You got a good looking dad.
And I see that's a real big thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a big thing.
It is
So
a thing.
I pick at him a lot about it, but it is still a good representation of him. So just imagine her losing all of that, still growing a baby, and inside your hormones are haywire. Not to mention the nieces and nephews
That you also
that she
raised.
also raised.
Right.
Right,
I
and you
think
still got
that,
to deal with yourself.
So that was a lot for
in
her.
respect
It
to what my
was.
daughter just laid down, it's some factors that also took place in like preparing me for like fatherhood, because I actually was in a relationship with my mother while she had custody of her cousins.
Wow.
So
okay.
I actually was helping raise
With
them.
them too.
Yeah. They knew
before
him
she
as father
even
before
came.
me.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Wow.
and I was a young guy doing this. So this is like a testament.
Yeah, 'cause you
to
older now.
Everybody in the hood.
He just had a break.
You know how sometimes you look at the hood or you look at people who come from certain areas and you look at them like they don't have a particular kind of integrity. Or
Which-
particular kind of
I hate that people do
manliness
that.
where you
Yes.
take responsibility.
Yes.
Because it wasn't just one of them. It was like 3 of them
Yeah.
that she had. And I was a young guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Running the street, doing my thing, but I still cared enough to make sure they was good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of the most, and I have several regrettable moments.
And how you
Because-
feel? Can I ask one question? How did you feel knowing, like, you helped with those 3, your own princess is finally coming, and then you go? Like, how did you take that?
That is one of the regrettable moments that I was about to build on.
Okay.
Not only was she about to come, you know how when you are living the lifestyle that I was living and doing what I was doing, like the police raided the house while she was in her mother's stomach. She don't even know this. The police raided the house. I was on a run in New York. They didn't even catch me in B-more until I came
damn.
back to the house. I was arrested in the
So
house.
she went through all of that,
Once-
pregnant and with the kids.
The police stormed the house. They tore the house apart.
And they still remember to this day.
Right?
And the others-
Damn.
Yup,
her
they still-
cousins,
Yo.
it was like first of all, I'm not a normal guy, and I'm not tooting my own horn. Like, my life is a movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of shit in my life
Yeah.
that's just, you will be surprised that I'm still here.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, because of those regrettable moments, that kind of fueled me and gave me the fire to make sure, like, damn, I know I'm not there. Like, yo, you know you fucked up. you fucked up on some shit that is, this is not a word yet, but I'm gonna make it one. It's not even come backable from. You get what I'm saying? How do you come back from this kind of shit?
Yeah.
So while I was gone, in my mind, I'm like, for one, I never accepted that I had natural life plus 45 years, even when they sentenced me to that shit.
Okay.
I never accepted it. And everybody was looking at me like,
That's how you
motherfucker,
survive.
you
That
better
is.
wake up.
Yeah.
You better.
This is real.
But in my mind, I was like, shit, I'm getting out one day.
And you know,
I know
Sabine said
that's
the
right.
same thing.
Yeah.
He said he kept on saying,
And
"Oh, I think I'm
that's
coming
right.
home this
in
year."
my mind,
Yeah.
not only am I getting out one day,
I'm gonna see my
but
kid.
as my daughter just said, and I'm gonna reiterate, every move I made, every dollar I ever earned, when I was in the can, you can best believe she got a cut. Every
Oh, that's
woman
right.
that I ever got involved with, you can best believe that she got a cut. Because in my mind, you don't get me without her.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not even dealing with nobody who don't understand the predicament that I'm in
That
and
part.
have the overall understanding of this kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because it's unique. And trust, I got a lot of past interference from her mother at the time. And now that I'm more mature, you know what I'm saying, I can definitely understand why.
Why?
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just knew I was pro her. And the world knew that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you meet my friends, I got one friend named Sincere. He might say in the background, be like, oh, this is my daughter. Oh, you the apple of his eye. You the this, you the that. Now,
She said it too. You been talking about me.
I said you supposed to be here midnight. Why you waiting
Right.
right
now,
now?
You been talking about you all day.
Cause I kept looking at the clock around 10:30. I was like, well, he probably laying down. She gonna get there about 12 something. So she be there soon. I was already checking the
Man.
time.
and to be honest, like a lot of times when you are a man, you usually want a son, right? Most
Yeah,
men
most
usually
men do.
want a son,
Most men do.
right? So you know me, I spiritualize everything. I'm a hood nigga, but I also, and I don't mean nigga in that sense.
Yeah, but yeah.
But you know, I'm a God in the flesh, but at the same time, I went through my nigga stage.
Yeah.
I realized that the magnitude of a woman outweighs a lot of what a man can offer, and a lot of people they can't see that. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand that. But as
Somebody
I
put
always
a heart for
said,
that comment you just made.
me understanding the nature of woman, me understanding the nature of what a queen is, I wanted to make sure my daughter knew
What she
what
was.
a queen was, how a queen moved. And I wanted her to grow. I wanted her to like really have substance as a person.
Right.
Like when you talk to her, I didn't want you to, I wanted her to be like me basically, but not like me when she lose her identity.
Who she is.
Right. But I live by a rule that I don't want you to ever come in my presence and walk away the same person as you was before you met Lakhem. And that's the energy that I instilled in her. There's no way possible you can have a conversation with me or her and we not drop some shit on you that's going to make you be like, wow.
Yeah.
That part.
And
Because
to
I
be
was actually
honest,
shocked she talked as much as she did since she got here.
oh, she a flower.
I was, but at the same time,
But it's you, I think.
See,
It's you. It's the energy.
comfort.
I'm really an energy person, and because I am like
Baby.
really shy, but ultimately he's putting me in a predicament to get out of that and get into that space. So this is a great space.
Right.
Like
I'm
you know
glad-
how they
I'm
say
glad
it's
I
a
could
safe
provide
space.
that.
It's
I'm
a
glad I
great
could
space.
provide that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could
Yeah,
provide
yeah.
that. I'm glad I could provide
Yeah.
that.
You know what else I want to tap on right quick? I don't believe that a lot of people who have been incarcerated, man or woman, actually allow their daughters or sons this space to give their spill on what their experience was.
That's true.
Thank you.
And
You
what
just
they
let me
went
stop because I was trying to get enough. You know, you always got to send you something to your phone for some
Yes.
reason. So
Facts.
I took that last little piece so I can be able to try to send you that. But you made me hit to jump in. A lot of people do not allow what is taking place right now.
Yeah.
It's either don't tell my business. You don't got nothing to talk about. You know you was
That
good. You know I
part.
took care of you, and they don't give you a chance to say
This is how I felt.
This is how
what
I
went
felt.
Through.
how many
Her
kids.
interpretation.
Yes, her way of saying he taught me this right over the phone. a lot of kids don't get a chance to dialogue that. So I'm glad you kind of gave
And
that.
just to chime in on that, just not trying to go on a different light, but I think that piece right there that you just said could be a whole nother topic.
It is.
Not just from, from father to daughter, but when I look at a lot of families, nobody wants to be accountable for anything. Nobody wants to say, listen, I may have said some things or did things that caused pain, trauma, destruction in your life. And I can't take that back. But what I can do is make the attempt to try to make it better by doing and showing you in your life.
do this.
Not just telling you, yes.
Come on.
A lot of people cannot do that. Even like I'm saying right now how I'm coming in town from out of town and I look at my family and people we can have a conversation just like, but they won't.
They will not do it.
But we can get into an argument or throw blows or do whatever. But we can't never just be like, yo, I'm really just hurt.
Let me just tell you how I feel. You hurt me when you did X, Y, Z. And you honestly, genuinely tell me you apologize. I'm a person who normally, I just learned in Group Tuesday that Veronica can get your lick back and call for. I'm one of them people that is just fucking petty to the max.
Yeah.
I'm getting I'm gonna get my lick back.
Right.
I ain't gonna do exactly what you did, but I might get on here and say, Keisha Anderson, your bitch ass look dirty, and then I'm gonna get a lick back.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've realized in group, and I can't even remember the gentleman's name, sat to the back of me, tall, dark-skinned guy.
Sykes.
He was like, you do all of that and get your lick back, and then what? Your energy where? You just put all that energy into being upset, getting your lick back. Now you get your lick back, then what? No, you just make sure that whatever that hey E-Bag, whatever that person did or took from you, just know that's what it cost you to get them out of your life. You needed them away.
Right.
And I had to look at it that way. And I'm 47. I'm way younger than you, like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right, I just had, I try to cut you whenever I can.
I weaved the straight lightning through the first time. But you keep throwing it.
But no, like, it took me all that time to learn because once my mother was gone, and like you said, not having the day, like, you had a balance and you knew what proper school was and you knew, you knew the proper way to be as a lady. For me, once my mother was gone, my sisters had their life.
Right.
Oh, nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. Somebody like, oh yeah, V, we are. Some dudes ran up in your house, da 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 da. And what? You know who it was? Where they at? Cause I was on any kind of gutter shit I could be on for a minute. So now when I get jokes like, you got your front end, you go act up. And I be like, no, I'm in my cute girl season. I ain't. No, because I did all of that. And it all makes a difference when you can come out and say it to your family. Like your father was like, I don't know, she might not be with it. I was like, well, let me talk to her. If I talk to her, I probably can talk into it. I can make her comfortable.
I was going to do it.
I'm glad.
You know what's funny? Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Timing when to speak on things, timing and tone, timing on when to act and to move. And I think like it was just the timing. But then I woke up, had a cup of coffee, and I'm like, so what we doing with the podcast?
Right.
That's that Gemini shit they be talking about.
Listen.
Gemini,
that's it.
Hey, my coffee now. All right, we ready.
That's literally what he said. He was like, oh, so what, you got a cup of coffee now? You got powers? Something like that. Right.
Sound about right.
Yeah, I think that in hindsight, she's shy, but my daughter's like I am. You know how she shared with y'all, I could just listen to the tone of her voice and tell if something is wrong because we are wired that way.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the presence of people that's not peace, people who energy like doesn't complement mine or isn't reflective of like the consciousness that I exude, she kind of like picks up on that. And so she didn't want to do it at first.
Okay.
But the more that I talked to her about it, and then I said, well, you'll see how her energy is. She's, and then it all just came together. And I don't believe in coincidence or accidents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I believe, you know what I'm saying, that what's meant to be, it's meant to be.
It will be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just I'm one of them guys where I believe in accountability. I believe in responsibility. I like I said, it didn't take me long to realize, yo, you fucked up, you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
So now you got to try to do some shit, and it has to be anything short of a miracle to try to like compensate for what you done wrong.
Yeah.
Because this is a message that I want to send to the dads and the mothers. When you know that you have a new life coming into existence, you're responsible for what you create. Anything that supersedes being there for them, you violating. You are in total violation.
That part.
When you study, and I don't want to get too deep, but I have an admiration for wolves. Right?
Okay.
Say it.
Wolves,
Say it.
Wolves are wired to constantly institute family and how they operate.
That is true.
Wolves do not mate
That is true.
with relative wolves. When the male wolf or the female wolf pass away, the male or female goes into a process of mourning. No other canine species does this to the way they do.
Wow.
When their elders get old and cannot hunt for food anymore, the young wolves go and hunt and bring them
And bring it back.
back food. Their family structure and how they move in community is something that human beings can draw and learn from. If we had that type of connection deeply rooted in us, we would be better off than we are. We are a species and a being that
Hey, Maurice.
learns from pain for some strange reason. We have to hurt first
And this-
before
that is-
we get the
that's
message.
so odd, isn't it?
And my message is,
Yeah.
That was deep.
if you see me hurting, why are you going to do the same shit I just
Come
done
on.
and think you're going to not hurt also? Like, and
don't
we're
know.
wired to think, oh, I'm smoother than the next
And that's
person.
how our people think.
I can make this thing happen. I just need a few more bricks, and Fed's not going to come looking for me. And this is the mindset that we have, and we have to negate that.
Yeah.
We have to move away from that and start being more family oriented. We have to give value to people.
Yeah.
We have to structure ourselves in a way where when people drink from the fountain that we have to offer, they walk away nourished. And I don't believe in like an empty conversation piece. I say this a lot. Like, if you talk to me, I want you to walk away with something. I want you to feel what I'm saying, but not just feel it on an emotional level, but let it trickle down. Let it get in you. Let it become a part of you. Because whatever you know, you don't know it unless you know how to apply that shit in your life.
Right. You still got to know how to apply. Because I can
Yeah.
give you,
It's-
I can tell you
right.
anything.
It's something my daughter
Yeah.
said to me. She said that her friend was going through something. And she said, Dad, I whipped out your bag of quotes. She said, shit, girl, I got a quote my father wrote for anything you might go through in life.
He
And I
got
wrote
something
a
for it.
book that I never published, although I do have 2 published books. I wrote one book that I never published called 360 Quotes of the Wise. My daughter has some of it. I don't know
So
how she
maybe
got
you
a thought.
should, maybe you should go ahead. You should do
She
that.
like just was like, I was dropping this shit on my friend Dad, just bringing her, her levels of energy back and, putting her back on her square.
Yeah.
Because we all go through shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just relentless with how I present my knowledge and how I want it to be received. And I think when you are wired that way, you can't lose. You can't lose, even if obstacles get in your way. You know how to overcome that. And like when I look at it and I see me, I see my energy. Just driving we was in the house getting ready. We late for everything, right?
Right.
She like,
Asked us to hold up. No, he didn't.
Because when I talk to y'all was up and
she's-
ready early enough that y'all should have made it to the things
she's
y'all had
like,
to do today.
I start flipping. We start doing some work that I had to do. And my daughter stepped in. She like, shit, what I gotta be your secretary right now? What I gotta be your assistant?
Accountant, CPA work.
Accountant, CPA work. So
I'm
look,
talking about 250 receipts, calculating up the totals. I'm like, wait a minute.
So my thing was, she like paused and looked at me, and she was like, I literally can see how I behave
Yes.
by watching you. She said, if I
Yeah.
go that
And I know how to
fast-
correct myself by looking at him because
You're like, I do that.
and what it does is it helps me because I am a woman and I'm not a man.
Right.
And it's differences when you're a woman and you're a man. See, he think that being cocky shit is cool, right? Because he's a man. But when you're a woman, you looked at being what? A bitch. Right. And you're snooty and you're uppity and it causes problems instead of you being calm, cool, and collected in your femininity and not masculinity.
Like, rah-rah.
Because I'm not. And people always tell me
I
that.
want to be that so bad.
And people always tell me that, like, yo, Z, you be on 1,000. And I'll be like, damn, I'm really on level 5 and shit. Like, I'm really on
Like, I am
5.
right there.
But
Okay,
they always be
let
like,
me
calm down,
digress.
calm down. So I be like, do I? But when I see him, I'm like, oh, shit. So that's how I am. And it really, like, helps me correct some things. Like,
Right.
okay, so let me relax and calm down because how I'm giving it up is not really how I want it to be perceived or received. So they might think I'm on 1,000. I'm really on 5, but they don't know because it sounds like I'm on
It's
1,000.
normal for you, but they don't know.
Yes, like, and it's just funny to me. But I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to switch the topic. I just had to add value to V really quick because she said something that I really thought needed more like enlightenment on.
Okay.
So you said something that was valuable to me. You said on Tuesday you learned, and I'm saying thank you for your maturity, for you learning and going to another level, because I don't know what it is about me, but I always felt like, yo, like, you know how some people always talk about like God gonna get him, like, you know, I always felt like maybe he might get him back in a, you know, because like at the time I was young, so I was thinking maybe it ain't might be back like how my revenge would be. But the universe, when you carry like that real power, I don't even want you to apologize, because if I feel so strongly about something, your apology won't even matter, and I'm still deep down going to want something to happen to you. So I'm just telling you that I appreciate your growth and you saying that, you know what, like how I used to be was crazy, putting all that energy into, because when you realize who you are, the universe gonna get them back in some ways that you will never be able to.
And I'll never be
right?
able to
That
get
lick
touched.
better than
So
your lick
I
will
always was
ever
the person
be.
like, I ain't worried about getting my lick back because I'm going to slide past and your ass gonna be nodding off some damn where, or pregnant with 5 kids, 5 baby fathers, and I'm gonna be sliding
gonna be
past, hitting my
something.
accomplishments and my, you know. So
Yeah.
and sometimes the biggest thing is people not living the life they really want to live. So whole time you thinking like they live, they fine, they look
They
this
not.
way or they looking that way. They got this big ass house, they got this and the third. Whole time
Clearance level.
they empty as fuck. They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing for themselves. They don't have nothing to offer their children,
Empty.
the
That
world,
part.
right?
All they got is the stuff you say.
All they got is the stuff that you see, and 9 times out of 10, the person who you saying like I'm gonna get my lick, they already getting their lick back. That was just the point I was making, is that 9 times out of 10, when they wake up in the morning, they can't look at themselves in the mirror and have that real conversation like V can.
Right.
They can't pop their shit and come in the room like V can. So I'm already winning.
you,
I
thank
don't
you.
gotta
You're
get no
already
lick back because my lick has been back. My lick got back before you even thought about coming against me.
And that
Thank,
part.
thank you.
You know
for-
what I'm saying?
For
So
clearing that up.
I just want to let you know that,
Thank
you know, you can tell that the universe got your back, your mother dying, all of that, making you the woman you are, because I know I can see that. You still have that pain and all of that.
Yeah,
but I'm
'cause it's
telling you,
still
that's
there.
why the universe is going to come together and bring you forth everything you need and everybody to give you that love and that respect and whatever you're yearning. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big thing to be able to say, literally, I want to kill this motherfucker and I'm going to let them walk away. That is a big deal, and I don't want you to think that that's not a big deal.
No, to me, I'm telling you, it was such a big deal. Like, I was surprised myself, and I've been repeating.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a
I
big
can
deal.
tell you the gentleman who said it, like, describe him to a T. I started this journey with mental health, when Mental Health Awareness Month started last month. So I met your dad for the first time the first week of May. We only in the first couple days of June.
And
we
just got
so,
here.
And we
Like,
so
you
close.
would
Would think we've known each other
For years.
lifetime.
for years. So when I say a upfront, genuine person, when you meet me,
Yeah.
who you see is who you get. And I had to realize it when the guy said it, like, you know what, Rick, it ain't even that heavy. Because a person could just be hating on you just because they're not even bold enough to talk as loud as you
That's
can.
why I'm telling you
That
that when
part.
you step in the room and you say whatever you want to say, no matter how the other women looking, because they always gonna look.
always
Because the
looking at me
same
like I'm
way
crazy.
you know your light, the darkness know your light too. So all the little, it's gonna always be something to say. It's gonna be always this, or it's always, oh, she ain't lady like she ain't this, she ain't that. None of that shit matters because you still where you need to be at. You still meeting the people you need to be. It's nothing matters. All of that shit they talking about, they should keep. That's projecting.
Yeah,
They
it
just
is
projecting on
projecting.
you how they feel about themselves. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
Like, and you gotta know that you the shit.
Period.
You feel what I'm
you
saying?
feel
You
it.
just gotta know it.
Thank
You gotta
you.
know it. It's in you, not
Thank
on you. And
you.
shit, this shit can't be
Yeah.
taught.
Yeah.
Like shit, y'all motherfuckers might need to buy some of this shit from me.
I'm telling you, I'm
like I can package
package
this shit
the
up.
goods at this
I'm gonna package
point.
this shit up,
Buy that
and
shit
so
on the
you can't.
internet.
And
That's
didn't
all.
she just get on me for being
TikTok.
cocky?
Right.
No, but she
Didn't
this
she just-
yeah, that's the cocky.
I ain't
Tell
like
me
it,
then,
but I'm
baby, they
seeing
gotta
my
buy that
horn.
shit,
Beep,
don't
beep,
they?
beep, 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 beep. I'm seeing
Literally.
my horn.
I'm just saying.
So so just to piggyback and to go all the way back, like him said, you know, everybody where they supposed to be at when they supposed to be there, and just to that point, I was coming here because I was going through something, and my girlfriend, she said, "Come down, we're gonna kick it before y'all come," and the way it just all worked out, I came and here I am right here. And what
Beautiful.
we are talking about is pouring into me.
It's
but
pouring right
also
into
too,
your
just to
situation, yeah.
piggyback, V knows this journey that I'm on and about the lick backs. I mean, I've had somebody do something very egregious to me. And I'm talking about to the point of not having anywhere to live and just putting their mouth and lies and just
Horrible thing.
I mean, just I can't even begin to tell you. But at the same time, this is what you see when you see me. And guess what? I don't want my lick back, because that lick, when she wake up every morning,
Come on.
and look herself in the mirror and know what she's done,
She can't live with herself.
and then to run into me, we in the same places, and I still got the same smile, still look the same way.
That part.
And so that is very true when you say you ain't got to get your lick back. Yeah.
And that's why I stray from going a lot of places. Because I know me. People
Now, this
think,
one.
everybody think I'm a people person and I love
She
people.
not.
My social anxiety is crazy. I'd be like, I'm gonna just sit back here.
You're like,
But-
can't you coming? You
but
coming?
know what?
You gotta be coming.
I don't gotta have. I need you to go where I'm going at because I don't want to talk to people. I fade to the back quick. But the thing is, who I am, my light on the inside shines so bright. People will come to me, and then before you know it, everybody flocking like, "Cause she cool as shit." I'm like, I ain't even said
That's
shit.
beautiful
I
you
don't
said
even
that. I
know.
just said that exact thing to one of my coworkers yesterday. I said, yo, I really need to stop saying that I don't like people because people love me.
Yes.
And I don't know why. Because, like, I'm the type, like, you know, when, like I said, when everything is about the camera now, and I'm really a real authentic person, I believe that when cameras break out, acting starts. And that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
So, and I think, like, it kind of has hindered me in a little bit because
Smart way to think.
everybody is like, you know, my personality, and like people be like you said, people they just be coming to me, and they tell me deep shit, like, and I be
Yes.
really, and I be on
I
that level
really
with them,
wondering
and we be
why.
going back and
Yes.
forth, and it's like, wait a
Yes.
minute, let me stop speaking that I don't like people and that people don't like me, because in actuality, you love people. How
I
you
love people enough. That's why it's
And that's
coming.
your
and what
Exactly.
and what I mean by I love
Yeah.
people is that you gotta love the human experience. We all going to be betrayed.
Yeah.
We're all going to feel that pain, that love loss. We're all going to
Yeah.
feel that, you know, the growing pains of just learning how to live life and how to focus on
Yeah.
yourself. Some people
Yeah.
are grown and still don't know how to just be like,
Yeah.
I'm living for just me. I'm just trying to focus on just me. Some people still don't know that. So it's like I'm just learning, like, I'm learning that about me, like everything you just said. Like, do I really not like people?
Right.
But people love me or like me or take a loving and liking to me. Do I really want to say that? No, I don't want to put that energy out.
Right, well-
because if you put that energy out, the only thing that's going to come to you is jealous people,
Is
hating
jealous
people,
people, haters.
who are not on your level.
Right.
But if you put out, like, I'm going to be around like-minded people like we are today. And I always
Right.
talk about how I don't have people that I feel like is just on my level. But this is where I said I wanted to be at. So how can I say I don't want to show up here when I always said I'm going to be on
And
a
you came in
platform
and
to...
fit
Right.
like a glove. And like if you notice, I have no questions written down because everything about me is
It's
authentic.
authentic.
The only thing that's the same, if you ever watch any of the shows, is, hey, it's your girl, Miss V, and other people actually said the guy I sat next to in group the other day, come on, pulling my chair close to him, come on, saying, come on, that's my wife. It's your girl, Miss V. I said, how do you even know? I never even did a show in front of you.
Everything.
And he was like, I heard it. I like it. Say it. And then I whispered, it's your girl. And then we just kept on doing it. And the thing is, being my authentic self is the only way I can get by. Like the function this evening, I'm not going to that because, like you said, cameras come out, people get to be in the QC. I want to have a good time.
See, that's what I want to do too.
Carry on. Well, no, you're gonna have a good time. Jazzy Summer Nights, most people have a good time. It's just not
your cup
for
of tea.
me,
Right?
Because
and that's maturity, and you know how you operate.
I know me. A double shot of tequila. And I own the whole place. You can't tell me I ain't got the deed to the city at that point.
Right.
We went to Roses a couple weeks ago, and I knew everybody was coming. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just sit. I'm sitting at the bar, keeping it cute. Girl had me some water. Then the engineer, he came in, big guy. Father came in, Sabine came in, Money came in. I took it to the head, tequila and some vodka. I'm in the floor like,
turned up.
Like I own the place. and everybody like, so now you turned up. I said, yeah, because I'm around people where I know I'm going to be good. Like it's nobody since I've met your dad. And I met him through somebody else that don't look at me and be like, no, I said you fam, so like you good. Like you good. So I'm just in here. Okay, can I put a hole in the wall and y'all just gonna say, yeah, La got it. He gonna cover it. You know what I mean? So it's good, right? Hey, Craig, thanks for tuning in. So it's good when you can be, yourself. It's good when you can be your own person. I just wanted to hear, all the things that you had to say because that had to be a journey. Like he said, he left while you were still in the womb.
It was,
and a lot of people think that. Oh, my father left when I was 4, and he been in there ever since. So I'm having this hard time.
No, it was 31
I wanted
years.
you to let people know, are you really having a hard time? How, just from your words to them, this is how you get out of that hard space you think you're in.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted us to do here today. So I appreciate you for it. I appreciate you for coming in and just
I appreciate
totally relaxing. And
I appreciate
out.
you guys for even taking the time out to think that we were valuable enough to speak on any and everything. And I appreciate Miss Cat showing up as well because it takes a lot to say that your spirit is in turmoil, but you still show up and you shine like a diamond and you put that shit on and you like, I'm here like in my best self and not letting it consume you. Yeah. Okay, I see you. Right, I see you.
And that's one thing I love, and that's why I needed to with my friends, because I don't use the word friend lightly.
Right.
I always say, oh, they some bitches I know.
Right.
I say that about people all the time because
that's the truth.
To be my friend, you got to be solid.
Yeah.
And everybody know I will flip in a matter of seconds. You don't let me get angry because I don't know how to calm right there.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your sign?
Pisces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm out the water, I'm in the water, I'm all of the, whatever they say about the Pisces, I probably all of it. So I can talk to my friend on the phone, but she know my first thing is, where you at? I need to see you right here because I know whatever is going on, you can tell me anything over the phone. Yeah. But if it's somebody I care about,
see you, it's
gonna hit different. It's going to be a total different thing. Your father's kind of rude in that kind of way. Like I had a horrible cold. Like I couldn't even really talk this week. And 2 of the days that I was sick, he was like, so what you doing? So what, you just not going to answer phone calls? You just not going to call people? Yo, it's been one day. I don't coughing. And Kat, because of you, I actually missed New York because you were supposed to drive. You didn't answer the phone. And all of that. So there's a lot of things that went on that I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Putting everybody out there.
Tiani's watching.
I'm glad
I want y'all to know. That's what I was
She
talking
played.
about that I
Okay.
knew that would drive, but she didn't answer the phone when I
I was trying to encourage the
called.
sister to get some ginger in her life, some cayenne pepper, and
Right.
some
And boil
garlic,
it.
some onions.
And drink
And she
it.
was like, I don't eat that stuff, La. That's not, I said, well, you're going to stay in the bed. You ain't trying to heal up.
I-
You're trying to stay sick.
I wasn't trying. I don't eat onions. I can take some of the other stuff, but he want to start off with the stuff I don't eat. Don't persuade me to eat something I don't want. I don't want an onion. I don't want to smell like a garlic baby. I don't want any of that. You know what I mean? So it's just, but it's just been a real pleasure. Like since from the day I met him, it's been such a pleasure. It's just good to have y'all here today. I know we should be wrapping up, but I just feel like such a good vibe in the air.
I know I'm kind of sad that you're not going to go to the thing.
I know. See, don't. Zin,
I mean, no. If
yeah.
you saying you going to have them 2 shots of tequila and it's going to be a problem.
What a thing.
Jazzy Summer Nights.
You ain't going to the thing?
This is you girl, Miss V,
This nigga here.
Kitty Cat Cat Cow,
What up,
Lady Z, and of course, the entrepreneur, excellent speaking Negro,
Nice guy.
Lakhem Ra-bsebek. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Absolutely, you chop, you chop and screwed.
I tried it though. I did. Go ahead and do it.
It's the guard in the building about to make an exit. Y'all know what it is. Lakhem Ra-bsebek
Ra-bsebek.
with my offspring right here.
Yeah.
Y'all heard
Lovely.
the wisdom drip from her lips like it was mine.
Lovely. She spit.
You'll never
I
find
seen
another
it. I
woman
felt it.
with this grace, this power, this majesty that she has wrapped up in this beautiful shell. And I love her to death. If you don't have a daughter, you should get you one.
You should get
Don't tell these niggas to be out here making no daughters and cannot raise them. I would not
But you
suggest
have
that.
to raise them.
Uh-uh.
You have to
He's
raise
giving them
them.
the wrong
Yeah,
advice.
yeah,
He's
that's
giving them the
the
wrong
wrong
advice.
You ready to give everybody the
And
wrong
it's
advice.
summertime, you know the.
All right, well, clean it
So
up.
y'all anybody have anything to say before we shut down?
No.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you
and
for constantly
appreciating
jumping
us.
on YouTube.
Thank you,
We
V,
appreciate
for
y'all.
everything. Thank you, Miss Cat, for looking out on everything. And I appreciate everybody. And that's peace.
All right,
That's
Kat,
it.
you got anything to say?
Deuces. No, I just like the poor. It's like God gave me what I needed.
I'm glad you got what you needed without me
What's
having
up?
to even go to the
2-5
thing
is in the
tonight.
building. Let it be known. 2-5 is in the building.
2-5 is always in the building when he's in the building.
Yes, sir.
Kiani text me to 2-5 tonight or something.
2-5 is always in the building.
Always in
Y'all
the
know what
building.
it is.
All right, y'all. It's Miss V, and we gonna be out of here. Peace.